Hi everybody! So today, if you haven't guessed already, I'm going to show you one of my mixed media pieces I've been promising. We used dioxazine purple, manganese blue hue, iridescent copper light, the phthalo blue red shade, and the Art Minds sapphire brush metallics. I love that brand. You can get it at Michael's, the Art Minds, and they're really super pretty, although some of the colors I noticed don't dry quite as shiny as you would expect for a metallic, but it's okay. So this vase I prepped by cleaning with alcohol, and then I put all of my paints with my normal mixture of gloss medium, Floetrol, a little bit of glue, the PVA glue, and you can find that tutorial, I'll try to link it right here if I remember, to how I mix my paints. This is huge. This is not just one of your little cheapy dollar store vases. This vase is actually like 14 inches tall. You can see it is not setting very well. I had trouble finding something to set it on because the opening is so large. So just a normal glass cup or paper or plastic cup or whatever was not going to work. So I thought, okay, I have a funnel that's about that size, and so I thought I'm gonna do that, but it was really slippery, so I thought, okay, I'll put a plastic glove over the top to give it something to kind of grip on. I thought that would, help the situation. You can see it's still a little tenuous, but I continue and then it luckily did not break. So yeah, that's how that went. But I was already in the middle of the process and decided not to quit. And so I had seen someone else put a base coat on their vase, and I've done vases before and not put a base coat, and it uses a lot of paint. And that's why sometimes people will put a canvas underneath to catch the extra paint that drips off, and then you'll have basically a painting that matches the vase, which is fine if you're the kind of person that is okay with just, whatever design it makes running off of the vase. For me, I'm so picky about how things turn out, and I want so much control. I guess some people would say, I'm a Virgo. I have control issues, what can I say? But I like to have control over the outcomes. So also this vase is really heavy, so I really didn't want to set it on a canvas. And but anyway, I know that using a base coat definitely helps with the quantity of paint that you use, and so I decided to try my hand at that. So I moved it to a turntable, and I forgot to say I did add some orange into this mix just to get some sort of a warm color going on underneath there. I thought I also had a little bit left over from another project, so I did add some orange in there, and it totally disappeared for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, actually. It seems like orange is one of those that's hard to show up unless you're using red and yellows already. But look how pretty that is. I just love the first part of the vase, and actually sometimes I just wish it would stay like that. I just would love to see those vibrant colors just stay. But it did turn out really pretty, but it wasn't this defined. The lines were not that defined, and gravity keeps pulling down, so that's one thing. But I used a ton less paint than the first time I had done this. And then I decided I'm gonna try some high flow pearl, because I love my high flow pearl, and I thought, what if I could get some dendrites or some fractals going down the side of this vase. So that was my next goal, was to see. I just put a little on there and was just kind of watching to see if they would spread or grow. The paint is fairly thin, so I assumed that it would. you really do need kind of a thin paint layer in order for the fractals to grow. And you can see they are definitely growing a little bit, so I decided to add some all the way around to complete the look. So then I decided, what if I did like a snowflake kind of a fractal dendrite on the bottom, and it should spread because the paint is still pretty wet, and then also that would be kind of unique, you know. So unfortunately I didn't get the kind of growth for them that I had expected. I just sped this up like 4 or 5 times, so you can see it is providing the little dendrites, but not very fast. So I took my popsicle stick and I ran it through, which gives basically the high flow more contact with the paint. That's really all it's doing, and probably thinning it out a tiny little bit. So there it is. Isn't it pretty? It's funny, the only place that orange showed up is that tiny little bit right there, and that's it in the whole vase. And now I'm adding some high flow violet, and it's just a really cool color from golden, this violet high flow. It doesn't come in any of their normal packs, so this is one that I had bought separately, and I just wanted to bring some more purple into the vase. And now look at that, you can really see how the high flow pearl has just spread out and just given it almost like a snowy look. And the thing I love about these vases, they just continue to change. You think you have a certain look, and then it just keeps going and going as gravity, you know, levels, and the Floetrol is self-leveling, so of course gravity pulls it downwards. And yeah, see, that ended up kind of looking more like a starfish or something. Yeah, it was really pretty. And then there was resin. So this is my very, very first attempt ever at resin. So I was a little nervous to film it because hopefully it would not be a total disaster. But I had prepared myself for it really well with my predecessors who have done amazing videos, like Olga with Smart Art Materials. I'll link here in my channel to her video on resin. Also Tish with Naptime Creations, and Mixed Media Girl, who did a vase that inspired me to go ahead and give it a try. So I'm really happy that I did. I used a little bit of this primary elements here to get a shimmery light blue cast. It doesn't turn out really strong, even though it might look really vivid at first. It does, you know, it's transparent, so it ends up kind of just giving just a really brilliant shine to the whole thing. Resin in itself, this is not going to be a complete tutorial, but in itself is pretty easy to use. You just mix equal parts A and B, stir for 3 minutes, and then pour it over. And then in this case I rubbed it in with my hands. I wanted to make sure that absolutely no part of the vase had been missed. I also heated up the resin for 15 minutes in a water bath just to make sure it was easy to pour. And I dried it, cured it, I guess you would say, underneath one of those plastic tubs so no dust particles would get in it. This was actually great. I'd gotten 0 dust, hair, or any imperfections in the resin. It turned out absolutely flawlessly, so I was very excited about the results. And it was fairly easy to do once I got the vase stabilized. I bought one of those styrofoam cones, cut it off, and it was big enough to support this giant vase. So yeah, I just wanted to take a second and say thank you so much for watching and all of your support. If you'd like to be a patron of the arts, please feel free to purchase my art. Almost everything that you see is for sale, and if it hasn't sold already, you can contact me, via Facebook or my email address. Those links are in my description box, as well as a PayPal donation link. So if you feel like supporting the arts that way, you certainly can. I also just want to say thanks for watching and liking, commenting, subscribing. All of those things that you do help me to keep making these videos. It's so encouraging and just exciting. I haven't been doing this very long. I just completely threw myself into it. So the kind of love and support that I'm getting is absolutely invaluable. It's been so fun and just a really fun journey for me in my life, and I'm really glad that you're here to share it with me. So here's the final results. Look how bright the bottom turned out. It was almost like a snowflake. I love the purple, how it shined through. And then I took it outside because I wanted you to see, look how shimmery it is. It's so shiny and glistening and glossy. I just love that. I just love the bottom too, and the dendrites. I thought it turned out really pretty. And all I need to do is, for the top, is just give it a little sanding, and then I'll probably finish the lip with like a silver or a pearl. So, as always, thank you so much for watching heathermaderart, and I cannot wait to make more art videos just for you.